Hey, Sherman, good morning. All right. Let me see. I allowed you. Allow camera. Should be good now.
All right. Cool. All right. There.
Nothing intentional, Sherman.
No, I know. I know. I know. I know.
Allow
I'm kind of coming in here. I wasn't invited, but I'm coming in here anyway. Darn it. So I have a black shirt and black coat. And it's funny. Yesterday I was talking to I don't know, it was like a week ago. I had the same thing. And he's like, "Oh, so I like the Johnny Cash look." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." I am a little. And thanks everyone for coming today. We'll be starting here in about 3 minutes after the hour. Just want to let you know. So we're just kind of talking here, but I'm a little nutty with the way I think about clothes. Like I buy everything in fives. And I do this because I want to wear them Monday through Friday. Okay. So I'll buy 5 black shirts, 5 black pants, all exact same. Because if I wear it on Monday, I can wear the same thing on Tuesday, and it's easier. I don't have to think in the morning. I just go pick and I choose, right? And then also the ancillary benefit is that all your stuff looks still pretty good because you're not wearing the same shirt over and over again. So it like lasts a lot longer, but it is a little nutty, right? It is a little nutty. I know. All right, looks like we've got some new people coming in. Everyone, thank you so much for joining today. If you could please put your attention to the chat window here. We're actually going to be putting in your hands-on lab credentials for you to get into the actual hands-on lab portion of this session. So if you could please, basically, Dylan just put in here, Corey, Kong, and Dan, go to office.com. Actually open up an incognito or in private browser, go to office.com, and then we're going to each give you credentials to get in. Okay. And we have our new one is what? Azure Giraffe 12. All right. Good one, Dylan. Better than Azure Juice, which was supposed to be Beetlejuice last time. But we didn't really come, that really one didn't work out. Dylan, I think you need to give Corey, Kong, and Dan separate credentials.
Oh yeah, my bad. That was my bad.
Okay. And then why don't we present Dean Dorton's slides, and we'll get started here in just maybe 60 more seconds.
Yeah, I think right now each person has the same credential, so you may need to set them up. So we're really glad that everybody could join us today, and we're looking forward to, I think Phil's going to be putting our slide up here in just a second, but we're looking forward to a session that'll give you a little bit of a glimpse into what the Power Platform from Microsoft has to offer. Dean Dorton is a full-service business consulting group that helps you look at your organization and find ways that you can really drive success. My team in particular focuses on business collaboration, ways that you can automate business processes, drive efficiencies, really think about how your decision-making can change through digital transformation. And of course, all these things lead you to increased ROI, which is the ultimate goal. So we'd like to sit back, enjoy yourselves today, get a chance to put some hands-on lab information together and really get a chance to see what this looks like. I encourage you to ask questions, participate in the chat, speak up, make sure that you're getting the most out of this possible. And I'd like to turn it over now to Phil and Sherman and Dylan, as they are some of the premier facilitators that Microsoft uses for this type of experience. And I'm going to turn it on over to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it, Judy. Thank you so much. Let me get my screen up real quick. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go to incognito browser or private browser. Go ahead and log in with the credentials that Dylan has given you. Once you're good, just give me a GTG in the window, just like this, and letting me know you're okay. All right, Tyler, appreciate it. Thank you so much. And once we get everybody in here, I'm going to share my screen and we'll get going here. But first off, what I'd like you to do is I'd really like you to go to the chat window and just let me know what brought you here today. You know, what your interests are, what you're looking to learn, something like that. All right. And I'll give you a little bit of background on myself. I was first started in the Marine Corps. I was in the Marine Corps for 20 years and I retired. I was a communications guy by trade, but while in my tenure, I directed both joint and multinational forces and special operations. Really, as a communicator, anything digital that you can talk over, that was my job. Rather it was, you know, computers, radios, mobile, secure networks. Really, if you think about everything you have in your home or office right now with infrastructure, you pick it up, you put it in the desert, and you make it work. That was my job. So I had a couple combat tours to Afghanistan and Iraq. But I really tell you that because, you know, I think I was spoiled because I didn't really realize until I retired. But when you have about 90-man platoon or 150-man company, and you're able to quickly pick somebody and say, hey, this is what I need it right now, I need it in the next 5 minutes, I need this task done, you know, go do this, go do that, right? So, you know, after I retired, I noticed, you know, I don't have anybody there anymore to, you know, do the work for me, right? So really, you know, it was just repetitive tasks that I have to do, right? And it wasn't until you know, the Power Platform came into mind here and really you know, show me that, you know, I can automate things, you know, I can, you know, produce applications and also Power BI, which we're going to be talking about a little bit later, and chatbots, right? Power Virtual Agent. So really, it's all about making your life easier, and that's what I really had in the Marine Corps. My life was easy. All I had to do was, you know, kind of point and give orders. Well, you know, now obviously I got more to do, right? But I appreciate you coming in here. Give me the GTGs. And then we got Kenneth coming in. Just make sure you use an incognito private browser, Kenneth. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to pull up my screen here. Wrong screen. There we go. All right. So I got this nifty tool as well that I'll be using. This little spotlight tool here. I don't know if you can see that. Can everybody see that? Dylan, am I good?
You're good to go, Phil.
Right.
GTG.
Appreciate it. GTG, that's what I'm talking about. All right. So everybody should be here at office.com, right? And what I'd like you to do is from Office, you're going to go up to the Home tab up here on the left, and you're just going to go all the way down to the very bottom left, right? On the bottom left, you'll see where it says All Apps. Okay, go ahead and click that like squares looking thing there. Go ahead and click All Apps, and all your M365 applications are right here. And just like I said, we're going to be going over Power Automate, Power Apps, right? But within Power Automate here, that's the one with the blue arrow facing towards the right here. With Power Automate, we're going to have to go kind of back and forth because once we actually make a flow, right, then what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go to SharePoint. Okay, there's SharePoint right here. And then we're going to be going to either Outlook or Teams. Okay. And I just want to let you know that so when we go back and forth, you're not kind of lost there. So I'll let you know where to go. Obviously, if I'm going way too fast, please let me know. I will slow down. Also, too, if you're behind, please let me know. I'll catch you back up. Not a problem. just like Judy said, if you have any questions, put them in the chat, ask them out loud, and give me your questions here, because a lot of times people have the same question, and we're getting that answer out to everybody else. All right, so thanks, Kent, appreciate it. And the next one we're going to do after Power Automate is Power Apps here. All right, cool. So here we go. We're going to go over to Power Automate here and go ahead and click Power Automate. It's going to open up to a new tab here, a window. I'll let Christopher in real quick. All right. So right at the top, right, need to free up some time. Let's Power Automate tasks, right? Go ahead and click out of that. So we're just going to Power Automate repetitive tasks, right? So, if it's a repetitive task that you do on the daily, right, weekly, even monthly, right, we could probably automate it. All right. So just real quick, I'm just going to kind of go over an overview of this page here. As you can see up on the top right, you can see my credentials here, my little settings here. And then as I'm going left, you can see my search bar up on the top middle, and then my home tab on the left here. All right. So from the home tab, what I'd like you to do is go to action items, and we have approvals and business process flows, right? So just to let you know, approvals, you can go here to see the approvals here. This isn't where I want you to go, right? What I want you to do is, send those approvals and be able to see those approvals, in your Teams, in your Outlook. That's really where I want you to go. I don't want you to have to go to Office to Power Automate just to get to approvals here, right? But you could definitely go here. But then we have my flows here. So in my flows, basically anything that we automate, if you click flows here, you can see some of the different ones here that we've made. We're going to skip create here, and we're going to go to templates, okay? Now, templates are really great, right? Because everybody loves templates. I know I love templates because I don't have to start from scratch, right? I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can just look to see what kind of templates they have and either build off of them or kind of switch it up or change it to my liking, right? So you can see here, you can search templates up here on the top. So if there's something that you're interested in that you might want to automate, you can search for those templates. I would put in, like, let's say if you're I don't know, maybe you're a YouTuber, right? And you just want to put in YouTube. You can put that in there and you can see all the flows that YouTube connects to. And we'll talk about connectors here in a second. But on the top, right, you have all flows here. We got featured ones, we got share with me. We got remote work, approvals, right? But I want you to go all the way to email here, right under the search bar. Go to email. And as you go to email, right, I just kind of want to point something out to you. This very first one right here, right? This first one on the top left corner, you see here it says, save Outlook email. There we go. Outlook email attachments to your OneDrive. I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on. But I don't know if this happens to you, but you get an email with an attachment, right? And then you work off of it or whatever you're doing, you see it, right? But then like 2 months later, you need that document again, and then you're going searching for your, for that email in your Outlook. Instead of doing that, just have it automated to go straight to your OneDrive, right? And, I kind of point that out because both are Microsoft products, right? Outlook and OneDrive, right? But if you look to the next one to the right of that, it says save email attachments from Outlook to Dropbox. Now, Dropbox isn't Microsoft, right? So now we're getting into where we can use things that aren't Microsoft products, right? just like the one next after that on the right, you can see you can save Gmail attachments to your Dropbox. Now we're not talking about any kind of Microsoft, but what we are talking about is connectors that you might like or that you constantly use throughout the day, right? Doesn't have to be Microsoft. It could be a lot of things, which is great. And, you know, the opportunity for, Microsoft to connect to different things just like that to make it easier for you is great. So just want to point that out real quick. But under templates here on the left, and you go to connectors, if you hit connectors, once it pops up here, you can see the popular connectors on top, right? So basically each connector we can connect to, we have popular ones, we have the recently added ones, we have independent publisher connectors, but if you keep scrolling, right, you can see all connectors here. So with all connectors, as you can see on the very top, all Microsoft, right? But as you keep going, you can see other things that aren't Microsoft, Twitter, right? Gmail, Google Drive, right? Dropbox, YouTube, Salesforce, right? So really depending on what you use, whether it is a Microsoft product or not, we can connect to and automate that flow, which is awesome. But just want to show you that. And then, you can search for any connector. So if it's something you don't see here, you can probably, make a connector for it. So, all right. We can go from connectors here to create, because we're actually going to create a flow here. What I like to do is go up to create with the little plus sign, click create.
And actually, Phil.
Yeah.
We have a little feedback here. Oh, no, perfect. Okay. So, can you go back over the connectors, please?
Sure.
Okay. And then, actually, no, not connectors. I think it was I wanted to show templates. Yeah, go to templates. Thank you. And I want you to go over to email. I want everyone here to kind of go over to email. Go to templates and go to email. So one of the interesting things about the Power Platform, and kind of the story behind it is that you can connect to anything really, and it's not just Microsoft services or products or services. It really is connecting everything. And as you can see on Phil's screen here, and I'm sorry if I'm being redundant here to talk about the same thing. But you have the first top left-hand corner, save Outlook email attachments to OneDrive. Now, this is actually homework I like to give when I'm running these for people, because this is when I was at Microsoft. It's been 5 years there. I was getting my 300 emails a day. I was getting all these attachments. My email box is clogged up. So I actually created this one because what it did is just scraped all the email attachments and put it into a OneDrive, and it's much easier to find, right? Very, very simple. But if you look at the second one over here, it says save email attachments from Outlook to Dropbox. This is really important to understand, because all of a sudden you're like Outlook.com. Okay, that's Microsoft. But wait a minute, Dropbox. That's not Microsoft, right? But let's go over to the one even to the right, just one more over to the right. It says save Gmail attachments to a Dropbox folder. Now, this is really an illustration of the power of the Power Platform, okay? Is that basically Microsoft is saying, hey, look, we do some awesome things, but not everybody has Microsoft stuff. So, hey, it doesn't matter. We're going to help you create efficiencies, even if you have Gmail and Dropbox together. No problem, we'll do this. So actually, these are really easy to do. And actually, when what I like to do is kind of give people homework to say, hey, look, at the end at the conclusion of the session, sign into your office.com, right? Your Office 365, go to Power Automate, and you go to templates, you go to email, and you start one, right? You start one. So, okay, good question, Kenneth. What is the number in the lower right bottom corner of those boxes means? It means how many times that one has been used. That's what it means. How many times that particular one has been used. So you look at that first top left hand. Is that 158,000 or is that 15,000? I can't see. My eyes are getting crazy.
159,000.
159,000. Yeah, it's so cool. But the good question. That's a really good question. But look, so I just want to kind of help conceptualize what Automate is here to do. What Automate is here to do is help make your life easier. There's an infinite amount of different things that we can do to make your life easier, right? Phil, did you talk about the expense story? with
Not
LSU?
yet.
Not yet. Okay, you'll get into that, right? I think you're going to get into that
Mhm.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't mean to steal your thunder,
No,
but
no.
I like this little piece here, this email thing. Hopefully that helps kind of put that together. But start the very first one to do your homework on is you start here small. Okay. One last thing I'm going to mention, and we did mention this earlier. There is this a new funding that came out. You may have attended one of our classes in the past. It's a $20,000 proof of concept funding that Microsoft is doing. Microsoft is actually, I wouldn't say desperate, but they really want people to use the Power Platform. So they're actually providing $20,000, okay, in Power Platform proof of concept funding to help you like figure this all out, how to deploy it, okay, to some customers that qualify. And it really doesn't take a whole lot to qualify. So I want you to just kind of think about that later down the road. Any of the stuff that you see today, if you want to do like a proof of concept, we can help you get funding from Microsoft to do it. So it's like, hey, let's do that. So I just want to plant that seed there, but I want to give it back to Phil. Phil, let's take it back, brother.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, Sherman. Yeah. No, it is awesome that you can do, different things. And, obviously, if you don't like a certain thing that Microsoft has and you use something else, you can connect to. But what we're going to do next is actually, I want you to go to create here, right? And go ahead and hit create. And on this create page here, really what you can do, you can start with a blank slate, right? On the very top, you can see you have automated flows, instant cloud flows, scheduled cloud flows, desktop and business process flows, right? And this is where you can start from scratch and then, kind of pick and choose connectors that you would like, right? But, a lot of times they already have templates for a lot of things, right? So, looking at templates is definitely great to use because, like I said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? But what you can do is, kind of change or switch or, build on top of templates that we already have. So if there's something close, right? Why do all the work before when you could just add one more step or, something like that. So with one of the templates that we're actually going to use today is the second one here. Okay, it says start an approval when a file's added to SharePoint here, right? So I want you to go to that one and I want you to click on it. And it's going to pop up here for a second. And really what I just want to let you know what kind of flow we're doing so you understand what we're kind of doing here. So let's say we all work together, right? We're all in the office or, from home, whatever, right? We all work together and we save our information, our documents, right, in our SharePoint. Now, the boss looked at SharePoint and, sees that there's a lot of junk in there, right? And we want to clean it up. We kind of clean that up and then says, hey, Phil, guess what? You're going to make an approval process because I want you to, basically when somebody tries to save it, I want you to be able to approve it. So that way we don't have all this junk in here anymore, right? So good to go, right? Let's do it. So as you can see right here where it says this flow will connect to, we have all of our connectors, right? All 5 of them here. So just like mine, you might have to fix the connection, okay? Because we have to make all these circles here green check marks, kind of like this approval one. So what I'd like you to do is go to fix connection. If yours is like this, if yours is green already, just sit tight, not a problem. But once it pops up, all you're going to do is pick the credential, all right? And then it should fix itself, all right? And it'll give me a green check mark. So go ahead and fix those ones. And as fast as it comes up, as fast as you can go here. I'm going to fix the Office Outlook. Perfect. And then SharePoint's a little different. All you have to do is fix the connection. It's going to do its own thing and then kind of connect. All right. Perfect. So yours should look just like mine, right? All green check marks. I always say, flows aren't perfect, right? A lot of times, I don't want to say a lot of times, every once in a while, right? A flow will break, right? And a lot of times it's due to being logged out of the connector itself. Okay, so every once in a great while, you know, you leave for the day, you log out of your machine or whatever it is, right? You log out of Office, and for some reason, you know, once every great while, right, we'll log out of this Office for some reason. So if you come back the next day, you're like, why isn't the automation working here? Look at your connections and make sure you're logged into them. All right, that'd probably be the first step to do here. But what I'd like you to do is once everything's green here. Oh, no problem, no problem. What I'd like you to do is go to, let's see, what are you just starting out? I'm sorry. Just go to Power Automate, right? The blue. And once you get to Power Automate, like this one right here, click that. And then what I want you to do is go to Create. And then it's going to be the second one over. It's start an approval when a file's added to SharePoint. All right. If you're still lost, don't worry about it. I can catch you up real quick.
Is that the right sequence I put in the chat, Phil?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Office, Power Automate, go to Create. Yeah, once you're on Create here, under Templates, you're going to go to Start an Approval when the file's added to SharePoint. Click that. All right. So everybody should look like mine, right? Green check marks all the way through, ready to go here. All right. So once you fix all those connections, go ahead and hit Continue. So now we've connected to every connector, right? Now we're just looking at the process, right? The flow. Where does it go? Okay, so we have to kind of point it in the right direction so it knows where it needs to go. Okay, so the very top one says SharePoint site to monitor, right? And what I would like you to do is I want you to go to sales team. So at the drop down box here, go to sales team. If you don't have sales team and you have communication site, pick communication site. But go ahead and go to sales team. And then under sales team SharePoint, we're going to look at our documents folder. Okay. So go ahead and hit documents. And then right here, the third one we're going to skip, and then the fourth one. Now this fourth one, it says select users or groups for this approval process, right? So basically I'm going to pick myself, which I am CAE 17. So that will pop up, right? And then, I mean, you always want to pick somebody just in case, you know, so I'm going to pick CAE, let's say 5. Oh, 5. All right. So just so you know, right after semicolon, you have to have no space for it to come up. If there's a space, it'll probably say nothing. So just let you know. But at least pick 2 people. So pick yourself, pick myself, right? Put in CIE 17. And then what we're going to do is create, right? Now, once I create this, we're going to see a lot of details here. We can see the flow description here. You can see who the owner is, right? So you might be the owner for yours. You can see the connectors here, right? And what I'd like you to do is go up to the top left here where it says edit. Okay. So go to edit. All right. So this right here is basically the flow tree, all right, or bracket here, right? And basically what happens is, you know, when the file is created, it gets to my profile, it creates approval process, and it shoots over to either my Outlook or my Teams, right? Well, that's pretty awesome, right? Very easy to see. But I just want to let you guys know that this is very wave top, right? we created a flow in a matter of what, minutes, right? We created this flow, right, or this automated process here, and I know that there's about 5 connectors, right? And there's this process you can actually visually see here. Now, you know, we worked with a major university right down south, eastern United States, right? And you know, they took this you know, Power Automate or Power Platform CIE, just like you, and they saw this portion, and as they were going through it, you know, the light bulb turned on, right? And really, I'm hoping that's what I give to you today is just that light bulb, bing, right, as it goes off in your brain. But you know, afterwards they contacted us and said, hey, this approval process is really great, and I think we're you know, we could use something like this. Can you help us out? Because man, we had this approval process that takes about 2 weeks per request. And what they do is they give out laptops or tablets to their students and professors that need it. Anyway, you know, they're like, you know, we have eight-step process, you know, where it goes through 8 different you know, sections before it gets approved. You know, if it gets kicked out of that process because something's wrong with the paperwork, then it goes to another 2 different sections to get fixed, gets fixed with the student, goes back up to number 1 and goes all the way to number 8. And oh, by the way, we have 850 requests that we're behind, and you know, do the math, by the time they're done, right? You know, the school year's over. So as they're looking at it, you know, it's crazy. We looked in how the process is, what it looked like, where it needed to go, who it needs to go to, and yeah, they had 8 different you know, sections it's going through. And oh, by the way, the very end, you know, between 7 and 8, this poor lady has to walk from one side of the campus all the way to the other side to get a signature, just to go right back, you know, to issue out this laptop here. I'm sure she got her steps in. I'm sure that's great. She had some good walking shoes, I'm sure. But you know, when you look at, you know, the time wasted, right? The cost of manpower, of how much money they're paying people to walk around to get signatures is crazy. But so what we did was we created this approval process, and you know, basically their tree, right, looked crazy, right? It looked like a Christmas tree, but you know, on one side of the Christmas tree, there's like a bush, right? And then it kind of goes all over the place. And then on the other side at the end, there's like a little bush. And you know, that's where, you know, Dean Dorton comes in to help us out, right? Because, you know, obviously this is easy, but it can get very complex. All right. So, but just let you know that it was a little expensive, right, to do this process, but you know, they did qualify for that Microsoft money. So, you know, they cut their costs, you know, 2/3, and you know, was able to get this done very easily. So, but what we're going to do next, right, is actually trigger this flow, right, this automated process. So I want you to go to office.com, right? No, not that one, office.com. And I want you to go to SharePoint. Because actually what we're going to do, right, is actually put a document in SharePoint so we can see the approval process. A good question. And good answer, Judy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can definitely do that. All right. So you can go to SharePoint here. I went to sales team, right? So if you went to sales team, click sales team. If you didn't and you went to communication site, click that one. It's going to be exactly the same. So I go to sales team here, and then I go to documents, right? Because that's where we pointed to, documents. And then from documents, what I'm going to do is go up to new here. So everybody go to new. And then just open up a new Word document or Excel spreadsheet, whatever you want to do. And once you get this document up here, come on, Word, let's go. All right, so I'm creating this document now, right? I have this list of information I got here, and this is my professional typing skills that I learned in the Marine Corps. We usually use like paper and crayons, but anyway. Up here at the top, right, you can see it's already saved, right? Because there is no more save button, right? It's automatically saved for you. But what you can do is go to File, go to Name, right? And you can change the name to whatever you like, right? So maybe it's, you know, Dream Team document, right? Let's do about that. So now I got my Dream Team document, right? I don't have to save it. It's automatically saved, so I can just exit out, right? So now that I put this in here, I'm just going to refresh my SharePoint page here. And as you look through here, you'll be able to see some of the new information as you go through. And a lot of the new information has the that like little bing type expression on the Word document name, like this one here. That lets you know these are the newer ones. So good job. But we are actually going to go back to office.com and we're going to open up our Outlook. Okay. Because remember, we want the approval process to go where? Outlook or Teams. All right. So as I pull up my Outlook here, here we go. All right, I only have 57 emails, so that's good. But if you go to inbox here, you go to other, and you can see your flow request, right? So you can see basically I get an email, right? And it gives you, hey, here's an approval process for a Microsoft Flow here. Here's the link to the document, right? So if I need to make sure it's adequate to what the new policy is, right? To put it into the SharePoint here. So I check out the document. I see it's either good to go or it's not good to go, and then I can either approve or reject it, just depending on what information's on there and what needs to be saved in the SharePoint. And that is how I create an approval process. Pretty cool, right? So I'm going to be sending out some polls here today, just trying to get some consensus of what's going on here in everybody's mind, and I just want to see how would your organization leverage Power Automate. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this real quick. So there's different ways you can use this, right? Task delegation, and this is just a few. Email automation, workflow automation, approval processes, or other. So if you don't mind answering those, it doesn't give who answers them. It just says how many. So don't worry about that. Awesome. And I got one that's other, right? Not trying to put you on the spot, but I was just wondering, like, what would you use it for? If you don't mind, put it in the chat or say it out loud if you don't mind. In my case, the process failed. On your approval process? Did you make sure you picked your own CIE number, whatever number we gave you, and then somebody else's too, right? All right. Well, what I'd like to do is ask Judy if, I just want to see if you have a story or how you've helped out, a customer on Power Automate.
Yeah, I think you mentioned approvals, which is certainly something that we probably see the most often. But interestingly, this week, I actually had to build one for us internally that I think is one that comes up. We have been trying to integrate our dynamics with some other systems that we have internally so we can automate our whole sales process. And of course, me being the person that I am, I got a little impatient with it, and the project isn't completed yet because it takes a little time to get all of this type of project done. And I needed to keep track of all the things I have to do when we win a sales opportunity, which I think is common for a lot of companies. And so I built an automate process so that when we win an opportunity, it goes out to our marketing planner and it says, okay, now here are the next things you need to do. And it puts all the tasks on for me so we can keep track, and for other people on my team. We win an opportunity. Now here are the next steps and the things you have to do because they haven't been automated yet. So let's get to work, people, and start taking care of this customer.
Nice. No, that's great. Yeah, keep people on task, right?
That's right.
And that's another thing too that I like, keeping people on task, or like a task automation is you don't have to go back and like bug people. Like, hey,
It's
did you
the
get that done?
nagging factor for you. Right.
Right, exactly. It's like that little brother you never wanted. But just kidding. Let me see. Let me make sure I got Kenneth, if you're all right here. All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Dylan, appreciate it. But yeah,
Maybe Phil, we can step back around to